Hi, welcome back everyone to the next part of the RSA video series. In this part, we'll look at how we can perform analysis and then visualize the results of the analysis. So we can run the analysis in robot either using the calculator shortcut tool, which is there in the shortcuts toolbar, or we can go to the analysis menu and then run the calculations from there. So in this case, we'll quickly run the calculations. Robot takes a few seconds to analyze the structure, and depending on the number of load cases and number of members, it might take slightly longer to perform the calculations. Once the calculations are done, it will also notify you in case of any errors or warnings that it was able to identify during the analysis. We can then visualize the results through the results menu. Now, whether we want to visualize the member end forces or we want to visualize the forces within our slabs, we have different tools for that. We'll start off first by identifying the different forces within our members. We can turn on and turn off the visibility of different elements using the shortcuts available in the view menu. In this case, we'll start off by first of all displaying the bending moment diagram for the entire structure. Also, you can change the visualization parameters. So in case you want the negative and positive moments to be displayed with different colors, so you can easily identify the negative and positive moments, as well as you can annotate the values, and these results are load case dependent. So as and when you skim through the different load cases and load combinations, you will see the results automatically update within your user interface. Similarly, we can visualize the shear force diagram, and again you can change the scale of the diagram on the fly. You can normalize the diagram in case you want to visualize the results better. So you have quick shortcut tools available to either increase or reduce the scale. So you can use the plus minus tool to either increase the scale of the diagram or use the minus tool to reduce the scale. And like we discussed, the results change as we switch between the different load cases. Similarly, we can quickly look at the deformed shape of the structure. And again, this is also load case dependent. So as you change the load case to, let's say, a lateral load, such as the seismic load that we defined within our previous video, you can see how the building sways in the x-axis based on that seismic load. And again, you can create an animation out of it, which can then also be saved as an AVI file, which can then be shared with other stakeholders. So it also gives you a quick animation tool to quickly visualize the deformed shape of the structure. Similarly, for element specific deformations, we can also turn on the exact deformation tools, which gives us the exact deformation within the respective member. Next, we can look at the results for our slabs and walls. So in this case, we have this floor slab. So we want to quickly identify the stresses and the moments within the slab. So we can turn on the map for our slab. So here you can see a quick contour map illustrating the stresses both along the x-axis or the y-axis. So you can turn on and turn off the visibility, and it also gives you a quick contour legend giving you the values for the maps. We can also turn on the exact value if I want. You have different methods to quickly identify the results. We can change between results, so whether we want to see the stresses or the moments. So as soon as we specify moments, you'll see it also illustrates the value of the moment at different portions or at different locations within the slab. Next, we can also change the scale or the color pattern. So in case I want a 256K color pattern, so that can be also set, which gives a little more granular view of the moments within the slab. We can also visualize the deformation of the slab. So you can quickly go to the deformation panel and it will show how the slab is deforming depending on the load case that you've selected. So we can just quickly activate the deformed view and we can see how the overall slab deforms. So we are having a higher deflection within the slab. We can also identify at individual sections within the slab, the different forces. So like we have a panel cut tool which allows us to cut through a particular section within the slab and identify the bending moment or the shear force or any other force that I want to quickly identify. So in this case, we've created a panel cut along the lateral direction of the slab, and then it is displaying the bending moment at that along the x direction within that particular slab. You can again, like we saw for the linear members, you can change the visualization of the bending moment diagram by turning on and turning off the visibility of different types of parameters. So whether I want the values to be displayed, do I want the bending moment to be displayed in plane or perpendicular to the plane. So you have different tools to enhance the overall visualization of your results. You can then create multiple panel cuts, again within the same plane or in different planes, and turn on and turn off the visibility of these panel cuts on the fly. We'll create another panel cut in the perpendicular plane, in the XZ plane, and all you need to do is specify a point within that plane. It will automatically add a new panel cut at that particular location and display the bending moment diagram for that particular plane or that particular section. Then we can go ahead and individually turn on and turn off the visibility. Again, this gives, like when I'm doing slab design, it gives me a great tool or great mechanism to find out or figure out what's the bending moment at that particular phase. Next, we can also visualize the results through tables. So for example, I want to see the forces within my members. So I have a forces table which outlines according to each and every load case what is the forces that are being generated within that member. So what's the axial force, what's the shear force, what's the bending moment, both on the major axis and the minor axis. Finally, once we have all the results available, we can also look at, so we've also done seismic analysis for this particular model, so we can see the story shear forces. So in this particular case, you can look at the actual base shear values or the story shear values that have been generated along the x and the y direction. So here we can see a 206 kilonewton shear force along the x and close to 123 kilonewtons along the y, depending on the loads that we've defined. Finally, once we've viewed the results, we can then create our composition, printout composition, so which will be a typical report for all the results. So you can select what all data you want. You can save templates for different styles of reports. So you can choose like what content you want to capture within that report. You also have tools to filter out information. But once you've selected the requisite data set, you can then quickly preview the report and save it in a requisite format. So whether it be a Word file or an RTF file, you can choose. So it takes, depending on the amount of data you want to feed, it takes some time to prepare the report, and then you can visualize the entire report. Now this is completely customizable, so in case I want my company logo or any other details to be populated, that can be done. Also, this report can be converted to a simple Word file. So anytime you want to export it to a Word file format, you can do that, and then you can do all editing or any customization that is required in the Word environment. So again, all the different types of results, so whether it be nodal forces or nodal coordinates or member end forces or member information, all of that you can include in the report. And like I mentioned, you can convert it to a Word file or an RTF file as per the need. So this brings us to the end of this particular part. I hope to see you in the next part, in which we'll focus on steel design. Thank you so much.